Previously on SolveNFX. We can't make the text partially bold, but we can fake it. Ready for the real thing? In After Effects 2025, Adobe has finally given us per character font control. Which means, instead of using an animator to apply a stroke or a faux bold, we can now switch fonts using expressions. It's pretty simple when you understand the code. Here's some lorem ipsum completely random text. Honestly, just completely random. Expand the text layer on the timeline until you can see the source text property. Then hold Alt and click on the stopwatch to open the expressions area. After text.sourceText, type .style.setFont with a capital F, brackets. And then you could type in the name of your font. But if you don't know it, select the tiny expression menu and look at the new sections. There's so many new expressions laid out for you to choose from. But for now, I'll click on the font option. And a font chooser pops up and I'll select Arial Bold Italic. If I click off the expression now, all the text has become bold italic. But if I edit the expression, and this time add a comma after the font name in quotes, but before the closing bracket, and then type a random number like 57, comma, and I don't know, maybe 41? Then 41 characters from the 57th character are now all bold italic. And let's make this easier to change. With the text layer selected, go to Effect, Expression Controls, Slider Control. And hit enter and rename this to first letter to bold. Then set that to some random value like 357, and then hold down Control and tap D to duplicate the effect. And rename this to last letter, and set its random value to 65 for instance. Then edit your expression again, highlight the 57, then use the pick whip to select the first letter slider. And do the same to replace the 41, selecting the last letter slider. Oh, you know what? Infinite monkeys, I guess. And you aren't limited to new fonts. This version adds in Set Fill Color, which uses RGB values to style up the same characters. We are currently limited to per character selections. I found this quote on Adobe's forums from Teresa Rostek. The "we needed to start somewhere" is a positive indication that per word selection has been thought about at least. There's probably a way to do something with arrays and splits, I don't know, something like this. So what I've done here is I have two sliders, one for first word and one for number of words. Then I convert the text into an array using split. Then I've selected my first word slider, but JavaScript's first array value is 0. But I want my first word to be, 1. So I -1 from the end. Then to calculate my first word's character count, I use index of. It's an older expression, but it checks out. This gives me the character position for the first letter of that word in the original text. So if you have the same word twice, you're out of luck highlighting the second one using this method. Then to get the number of words to bold, after selecting the slider, I've used the slice method to trim my array down to just the first word to the number of words to keep. Then I've used join to turn the array back into a single string, and finally used length to get the character position for the end of the words to bold. Convoluted, ain't it? But it works. No doubt Dan Eberts is already hard at work on a better solution, one that allows you to select the second instance of a word, but this will do in a pinch. I'm probably going to be exploring the new text expressions over the coming months. You can check out the options from the Adobe help guides, direct link is in the description below. And if there's anything you'd like to see in particular, drop me a line in the comments.